Photoshop 101. We're moving on to the Rectangular Marquee tool. Inside the Rectangular Marquee tool, if you right click it, you'll get a Rectangular Marquee tool, the elliptical, single row, and single column marquee tools. I pretty much only use the Rectangular Marquee tool and the elliptical. I never use the other two. Essentially what this tool does is it lets you select a certain area of a layer, and in that area you can do a few different things. You can completely remove it from that layer. You can add like a feathered edge to it, which is a little bit more advanced, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. But for the purposes of this tutorial, this little video, all I'm going to do is show you how to remove a section of an image that you want. That way you don't have to mess around with the eraser tool and being destructive on that image. So say we wanted to remove this. This is one solid image here. I just copied this text a whole bunch. We've got our layer over here. If you click on the move tool, you can see it's all one solid layer. I want to just remove this large sample, the word sample here that's really big. So say you bought a design that had like 50 different things on one image, and you wanted to remove just that one section of that image to use that element in your design. That's what this Rectangular Marquee tool is going to allow you to do. So we're going to go ahead and click on our tool. I'm going to click and drag, and it's going to drag a dotted square around whatever I'm looking for, whatever I'm highlighting. So I'm going to highlight this word sample in its entirety, and then once you're satisfied with the selection, just let go of your mouse, and it's going to leave the little dotted lines, the little ant trail around that word. So now we've got our layer selected. We're over the top of it. Make sure that you have the layer selected. If you have the background selected or you have a different layer selected, it's not going to cut out what you want. So make sure that layer is selected. Then you're going to hold Control Alt together and then press the letter J on your keyboard, and that is going to make a copy of, when you hit that, it's going to pop up in the new dialog box, and it's going to be a new layer. So it's going to create a new layer of a copy of everything that is inside of that dotted line. So we'll hit OK, and now we've got a new layer here. We can rename that layer sample because that's the word or thing that we cut out. And then we can go ahead and press the little eyeball key on the first layer, and it's going to only copy, whenever we copied it, it only copied the word sample. This is an extremely important tool. It helps you cut things out, like I said, of different designs that people make or put up, where you only want a certain section or a certain piece of that design. It works really well for like the cups that have, like, say, the different characters on them, or like Grey's Anatomy cup that I made where it's got a bunch of different things that say, Grey's Anatomy and Meredith Grey and the skyline of Seattle and all that stuff. Say you wanted just a certain section of that image cut out, this is the way to do it. So the Rectangular Marquee tool, you highlight the whole entire area, hold Control Alt and press J, and it'll make a copy of that. So now we've made 2 copies of that. But that is the easiest way to, like I said, to cut out different areas. The next thing we're going to move on to is going to be the lasso tool, and it does pretty much the same thing as the marquee tool, except for we can select the various sizes of that. So the next video I'll show you a little bit how the lasso tool works. I don't use the lasso tool a whole lot for cutting things out. It's used for some other stuff, but we'll get into that when we get a little bit further on in the tutorials. So look forward to the next video, and hopefully you guys are learning.